Do we have another Oscar-worthy performance from Edward Norton in Motherless Brooklyn? I guess time will tell. What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Filmy Thoughts. Thank you for taking the time out to watch this. Please go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's right below you in a red box with white writing. It's free, so it will not affect your bank balance. Let's get down to business. Today we're going to talk about Motherless Brooklyn. It is directed and starring Edward Norton, who is basically a heavyweight within Hollywood. He is known to be problematic. That's why a lot of people usually don't really like to work with him. Apparently, the way he goes around working is quite offensive, let's say. It's quite intense. It's quite full on. And you can see why. I mean, I liked the film. It was a good film. It was a good portrayal. And the acting performance I thought was really good. I will be surprised if he is not nominated for Best Actor in next year's, not Olympics, Oscars. Brief synopsis on the film. So Edward Norton plays a young detective or investigator, should I say. He's not actually working for the police department. He's an investigator who has a unique gift of fantastic memory. He never forgets anything, and he also stutters a lot. He is not in control of his stuttering, and he's like local spastic, basically. He works for a guy called Frank, who is the head investigator. He is working on something big, and he is not telling anyone in his team exactly what's going on. He's keeping his cards close to his chest. The result of that is that he actually dies. He is murdered, and the rest of his team is ready to move on and try and make some money to pay the bills. Whereas Edward Norton's character is finding it hard to let go. It's like an unsolved puzzle in his head, and he can't move on until that puzzle's solved. So he decides to embark on a journey, let's say, of figuring out what Frank was into, why he was murdered, and who done it. I'm not going to give too much away. I think that's enough. So yeah, he embarks on a journey, goes into the underworld and tries to figure out exactly what's going on. I thought it was a really good film. It was interesting, really interesting. There's racism in there. Obviously, it's set in New York back in, I think, in 1920s. I think. No, it's not even that far actually. I think maybe the 1940s is set back. So yeah, it's interesting. I'd say to watch it definitely while it's out. I don't know how long it's out for because it hasn't had much exposure in terms of marketing. It was on a low budget of $26 million, that is. So again, I'm not sure how long it's out for, but it is worth a watch. I would say to watch it. For me, I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5. I think 3.5 out of 5. I think that's a fair review score. Yeah, but that's it from me. If you've watched it, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on that film. I know that there was race involved in that film, and there's some racist elements to it, but it's not like some previous films that touch upon racism where it leaves me angry or it leaves me upset. This film did none of the above. So it didn't touch me emotionally. I just enjoyed the performance. I enjoyed the cinematography. I enjoyed the directorship. But it's not like The Help. It's not like 10 Years a Slave or any film like that. But it is based on race. So go ahead and watch it. Whether it's the morning, the evening, the night, the daytime, or the afternoon, I hope you're blessed. Take care.